Hotep, I am the Amen Osiris, the one and only undisputed God of law. We are Deception Stoppers, America's only 4D education service, the 4D destroyer. Excuse me. I'm not a lawyer. This is not a law firm. We don't advocate that you don't support your human offspring. We simply advocate that you made them in private and you take care of them in private. And today, what I'm going to be teaching and sharing with you is of very significant importance. And we're going to go over some words. All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you this. Pursuant to 42 USC, subsection 603, 5CI 3, in the case of a non-custodial parent who becomes enrolled in the project on or after the date of the enactment of this clause, the non-custodial parent is in compliance with the terms of an oral or written personal responsibility contract entered into among the non-custodial parent and the entity. Okay, so right here, there's three things that should concern you. Number one, the non-custodial parent. When did you succeed, which means de-evolution of title of man to property, which is a non-custodial parent? Okay. Number two, when did you enroll in the project? And number three, when did you enter into a personal responsibility contract with the 4D crime family? All right. Very positive questions. Now, what we're going to do is today's session is we're going to be talking about words of art. Okay. And if you've never heard the phrase words of art, here's a definition for it. Words of art, the vocabulary or terminology of a particular art or science, and especially those expressions that are idiomatic or particular to it. Okay, look up the word idiomatic. I'm not going to go into that, but it basically means the same thing. All right. Title 4D utilizes words of art. Okay. The words of art that they use are legal words. All right. These are just legal words that are found in a dictionary, what they call legalese. Okay. Every word has a definition, and every definition has words. Okay. What we do here is when we pull up a definition, we tear down every word in the definition. Literally. All right, every word in that definition. I mean, don't get me wrong, we know what exercise is, but that's how you build your vocabulary. That is how you build your communication skills. And more importantly, this is how you comprehend the 4D crime family's playbook. Okay. Now, I'm going to read you an excerpt from 31 USC 3720D. And incidentally, this statute here deals with garnishment. All right. It says, in accordance with any agreement between the agency head and the individual that gives rise to a delinquent non-tax debt owed to the United States. All right, yes, it is a non-tax debt. All right, but number one, how is it owed to the United States? All right, so you got three key words in here. Look, agreement. Oh, wait, also, check this out. I want you to see this too. Individual, debt, and owed. All right. Now, let's go look at our words. Debt. A sum of money due by certain express agreement as by bond for a determined sum, a bill or note. So a debt is a sum of money due by what? A certain express agreement. Now, the other word was owe. All right, well, agreement signifies a what? Mutual contract. All right, let's look at the word owed. Or owe. To be bound to do or omit something, especially to pay what? A debt. All right, but a debt has to come from what? A sum of money due by a certain express agreement. What is an express agreement? An express agreement, line 18, is a contract, a legally binding agreement, the terms of which are all clearly stated either orally or in writing. For an express contract to come together, there must be an offer made by one of the parties and acceptance of that offer by a party. Now, you know what? And I forgot to put the word offer in here. What is an offer? Let's go here. Ta-da-ta-ta. All right. I'm telling you, fellas and ladies, tearing down your words, tearing down these words is the most powerful thing you can do. Offer, look, to bring to or before, present for acceptance or rejection, right? An act on the part of one person whereby he gives to another the legal power of creating an obligation called a what? A contract. That is an offer. All right. Now, let's look at acceptance. The exercise of power conferred by an offer by performance of some act. Let's look at the word performance. Let's italicize that. All right. I hope you see where I'm going. Perform. To perform an obligation or contract is to execute, fulfill, or accomplish it according to its terms. Let's look at the word terms. In civil law is a space of time granted to a debtor for discharging his obligation. What is an obligation? Law or duty binding a party to what? Perform their what? Agreement. An undertaking to perform. All right, now let's look at perform. We already said perform. Let's look at undertaking. An engagement by one of the parties to a what? A contract to the other, as distinguished from a mutual agreement of the parties to each other. Okay. Now, every word here, they're here for a reason. These are 39 words that you want to know. All right. You master these 39 words, you can shut child support down with ease. Okay. But more importantly, you have to look at their words. You got to look at their words. So there's a debt. So a debt is created by an express agreement. There has to be a what? A personal responsibility contract that is presented for offer and acceptance. And if you notice, most of these words, look, bind. Every one of these words, minus a couple, are all dealing with contracts. There has to be a contract. Okay? That's the only thing that can compel you to performance. Don't forget, Title 4D is under Title 42 of the United States Codes, which is a non-positive law title. That makes it commercial. Anything dealing with commercial, okay, there has to be a contract. Case in point, if you got a car note, you signed a contract, an express agreement that created money due. If you did not sign an express agreement in 4D, there's no money due. Okay? But the best way to determine that is to tear down the words that you need to know. Look, contractual obligation, the obligation which arises from a contract. And look, this is another word I like too. Look at this word obligee. Check this out. The person in favor of whom some obligation is contracted. Now, if you'll notice, you got the obligor, right? That's the person who has engaged to what? Perform some obligation. What is perform? Performing a contract. All right, so who's the obligee? Baby mama or the 4D agency? The person in favor of whom some obligation is contracted. All right, let me see this contract. Where's it at? Where's it at? All right, look, obligation of contract. That which law enforce when contract is made obliges parties to do or not to do, and remedy and legal means to carry into effect. Where's the contract? You have an obligation of contract? Look, obligation, law or duty, binding. All right, so look, perform, contract, agreement, contract, duty. One of my favorite words. You have a duty to support. Duty, commonly reserved as the designation of those what? Obligations of what? Performance and observation which rest upon a person in an official capacity. Who is the person in an official capacity that is subject to pay child support? The non-custodial pay rent. The non-custodial pay rent is identified by the social. The social is the property of the Social Security Administration. All right. In order for you to turn it become the non-custodial pay rent, you must succeed. De-evolution of title, right? to property under the law of distribution. So what is your title? Right here, a distinctive appellation. An appellation is the name by which anything is known. What is the appellation of the official capacity of the person who must pay child support? The non-custodial pay grant, who is positively identified by a social. 42 U.S.C. 666 subsection A3C. It says the non-custodial pay rent's social security number shall be given to the agency enforcing the order. Okay, well, that ain't my card, that ain't my number, so you can do whatever you want with it, but I'm not paying a lien on it. All right, but gentlemen, you want to be in tune with your words. All right, these are very, very, very important words. Okay. Yes, you can go to the glossary of common child support terms, but and also get a common overstanding there as well. But your Black's Laws Dictionary is probably one of your most powerful allies. Right? This right here, when you go somewhere and you can speak their language. I speak German. I used to speak it fluently. I lived in Europe for quite some time, and when I lived there, when I first got there, I felt really illiterate because I couldn't read the street signs. I didn't understand the dialect. And after about my third month there, I started learning German, or what they call Deutsch. And man, let me tell you something. When I got good with that Deutsch, man, it was a breeze. I'd love it. People be sitting there talking about you, saying something, and then you respond back in their language. They're looking like, oh shit. All right. It really cracks heads. I was in Miami, Florida a couple years ago, and there was a German couple in the elevator, and I wear very large hunks, and I'm a pretty sizey guy. And the whole family were there, and I had a nice blue one on at the time. I was clean too. But they were looking at my unk, and they were speaking in German. And the concubine that I was with, I'm sitting there like, smiling, and she's looking at me like, what are you smiling about? And then I said, you'll see. And so they're talking, having a regular conversation because they figured we didn't understand. And when they got done, I explained to them, they were talking about, wow, that's a really big cross. It's this, it's that, it's this. I wonder what it's called. And when they were done, I laughed and I explained to them in their language what it was that I was wearing and what it was for and what it was called. And the look on their face just felt like, wow. All right, they were really nice people. More importantly, they were really impressed that I knew their language. All right, but so that being said, when you can speak the language, you can comprehend what's being said, and more importantly, you can comprehend what is going on. Okay, all you got to do, you want these words, go and download yourself a Black's Laws Dictionary. Okay. Event, the making of a contract. Every word in here is basically dealing with a contract. All right. Identity, sameness in law of evidence. The fact that a subject, person, or thing before the court is as same or charged to be. So if you're walking in that court, they're identifying you as what? The non-custodial pay rent, which is the subject, place, or thing that is before the court. They don't see you as a man. Let's look up subject, person, or thing. Where's it at? All right. Subject, one who owes allegiance to a sovereign and is governed by his laws. Well, that ain't you. All right. Thing, the object of a right, whatever is treated by the laws as the object over which one person lies a what? A duty. The duty, care and performance. Observation of care and performance. All right. Person. A person is not such because he is human, but because rights and duties are ascribed to him. Look, the person is the legal subject or substance of which rights and duties are attributes. An individual human being considered as having such attributes is what lawyers call a natural person. There's no such thing as a natural person, but we'll get into that. All right, let's look at substance. That material or essential part of a thing as distinguished from form. Okay? Gentlemen, it's right here in front of you. Now, let's look at the word, the non-custodial pay rent in accordance with 20 CFR 422-103D is the property of the Social Security Administration. Let's look out and compare these words. That dominion or indefinite right of use or disposal which one may lawfully exercise over what? Particular things or subjects. There it is again. Okay? So you have to succeed. You have to de-evolution from your title of property, which are the subjects and things under the law of distribution. All right? It's not you, gentlemen. It's all just a big word game. These are spell breakers. That's all that they are. Name, the designation of a human being or a firm or corporation. A human being's name consists of one or more Christian given names and a family name. So the firm or corporation, that must be the all caps name, isn't it? All right. Ex contractu, Latin, from a contract, is a legal term that indicates a consequence of a contract. Ex contractu is often to denote the source of legal action. All right. Title 4D is ex contractu. Okay. You must enroll in the project. All right. To register, to make record, to enter on the rules of a court, to transcribe. When did you enroll in the project? Ens legis, a creature of law, an artificial being, as contrast with a what? Natural person. There's that word again. Applied to what? Corporations considered as deriving their existence entirely from the law. Well, who might that be? Isn't that what you call the person? Right? That's also, the ens legis is also the non-custodial pay rent. All right? Its name is spelled in all capital letters, which is capitis diminutia maxima, the highest or most comprehensive loss of status. This occurs when a man's condition is changed from one of freedom to one of bondage, when he became a slave. And you know when you did that? You know what happened? That means you succeeded de-evolution of title to property under the law of distribution. See, gentlemen, the non-custodial pay rent is someone's property. All right? That's what it is. That's why I keep telling you, why would you accept mail if it's not you? Why would you walk into a hearing, all right, and if it's not you? Okay? That makes a lot of sense. But everything that they're doing to you, you're voluntarily letting them do. The government can't deal with you. Okay? The 4D agency, the 4D crime family, they can't deal with you. They can only deal with this. They can only deal with that ens legis. If you go into any 4D account, the first thing you'll notice is the first thing that has to be in that account is the social security number. Gentlemen, they don't not only use the social security number, they also use that name that's on that number. That's who they're dealing with. And that's who you have pledged your substance and surety for. You co-sign for their loans. You're the guarantor for payments on that account, and they are milking you dry. And there's money in that account that they're taking that you don't even know exists. They are getting over like fat rats. Okay? We have never told anybody to get rid of the social security number. However, we do inform you that that is the root of your problem. All right? What you do with that social security number is your business, but I'm letting you know that is the root of your problem. All right? Because the social security number is the key piece of information which child support computers need. Key, an indefinite description of what? Property made certain. Whose property? 20 CFR 422-103D, the property of the Social Security Administration. This, gentleman, is the problem. All right? So, get your Black's Law, okay? And, let me show you this too. I forgot. The following Black's Laws for provides definitions are requisite of 42 USC 603-5CI3. This is the personal responsibility contract, which requires a man to enter into a commercial contractual agreement that compels specific performance, aka the terms and penalties embodied in the personal responsibility contract. Without her personal responsibility contract, there's no debt. Without an express agreement, look, debt, a sum of money due by certain express agreement. All right, show me the express agreement. The only way that sum of money that can be due from you is through express agreement. Do they have one? Debtor, one who owes a debt. Okay, you can only owe a debt by express agreement. If you got a car note, you're a debtor. If you have a mortgage, you're a debtor. Okay, anything that you make payments on makes you a debtor. All right, doesn't matter. Phone bill, it doesn't matter. That's the debtor. Okay, you're paying the debtee. But in order to become a debtor, there must be a debt. In order for there to be a debt, there must be an express agreement. All right, a debt. Creditor. Look, a person whom a debt is owing. Okay, where's the express agreement? Do this all day, gentlemen. Do it all day long. It does not matter. All right. These are words of art. Okay. Everything in Title 4D or whatever they're doing, the crime family, that's why I tell you, get in their playbook, tear down their words. You tear down their words, you infiltrate their language. You infiltrate their language, they can't lie to you. Remember, then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. There's people out there who swear just because a contempt charge got dismissed that their 4D case got dismissed. That's about as mundane as anything can get. How stupid can you be? And reason being because if you don't know the words, okay, then you're going to be stuck. You'll have delusions of grandeur. Mhm. Sometimes you think you haven't even scratched the surface until you start tearing down their words. And when you start tearing down their words and start using this shit against them, all right, sir, we're here because you have a duty. You have a duty to pay support, sir. According to Black's Law's dictionary, duty is commonly reserved as a designation of those obligations of performance, care, and observance which rests upon a person in an official capacity, which here would be the 42 USC subsection 666A3C non-custodial pay rent, whose social security number is given to the agency for enforcement. Furthermore, performance means performing of a contract. Can you produce a contract between me and whoever is saying that I owe this money? Well, sir, look, you said I have a duty. Okay, I just broke down the word duty and it says to perform an obligation of a contract. Where's the contract? Sir, we're not here for that. Yes, we are, because you're sitting here making false claims. Well, sir, you owe money. Really owe to be bound or do omit something, especially to pay a debt. A debt. Okay? A sum of money due by certain express agreement. So where's the express agreement that created that money due that you said that I owe? All right, it's just that simple, gentlemen. Sir, you have an obligation. I don't think so. An obligation is a law or duty binding a party to perform their agreement. An agreement is a contract. Undertaking is a contract. Again, sir, sir or ma'am or servant or contractor, whatever you want to call them, where's the contract? Show me that. Prove that I have a contractual obligation to you. Because according to what you just said, I do not. You said I owe. All right. And the owe means to be bound to do something, especially pay a debt. A debt is the sum of money due by a certain express contract. Where's that express contract that created that money due? You can't produce that. Me and you, we can't have no conversation. Do you have it? Sir, thank you. So I'll take that as a no. Have a good day. Don't bother me no more. You shouldn't be in there in the first place. But if you're going to go in, literally, I mean, check this out. A real G, you don't need no paperwork when you go into with the 4D. All right. When I do my court cases, I don't go in there putting a whole bunch of paperwork in. I just listen to the words that they're saying and tear them words down and rip them to fucking shreds. That's how thorough I am. I like to follow a bunch of motions and shit like that. All right. All I got to do is see what is being said on their paper, and guess what? Tear down word for word, and then tear down those words word for words, and to infinity and beyond. And guess what? I already know what's being said. But Title 4D, the crime family playbook, gentlemen, I've been doing this for 30 years, man. All these words are they're common words to us now, because these words are what Title 4D is always going to come back to. Okay? There's a few more words like provisions and stuff like that, but these are the basic minimum words that you need to know. Okay? Basic minimum words that you need to know. And now when I say know them, just like your favorite song come on the radio, you're gonna sing along with it. All right, you need to know this just like you need to you know your favorite cut. All right, off that radio. I don't care what it is. Okay, if you can sing that song, then you can do the same with these words. Now, okay, if you go into a 4D hearing, that's the radio that's going to come along. Now, that's when the words of the song are. It's like karaoke almost. Think about it. Okay, think about it. All right. So I'm the Ahmed Osiris. If you need help, bang my email 4D_destroyer@yahoo.com. And ladies and gentlemen, you want to start winning, I'm telling you, this is one of the most powerful. Actually, be honest with you, it's the first and foremost powerful thing that you could have is comprehension of their words. Okay. Comprehension of the words. I highly recommend the Black's Law's Fourth. They're all good, gentlemen, except when they get past the 6, they water them down a little bit. They still give good definitions, but I like the older ones. I've got volumes 1 through 6. I've got one of the original Black Law's Dictionary. All right, they have case laws in them. Okay, and that's what I like. That's one of the things I love about Black's Law. All right. I remember when I first got my first Black's Law. Let me tell you something, man. Whoo! I lost my mind. That was the first thing I did. I tore those words down, and I learned that from a dude by the name of I can't even remember his name, but damn, it's been a long time. All right, but your words, gentlemen, you got to master this. This is what you want. See. Contract, a promissory agreement between two or more parties that creates or modifies or destroys a legal relation. Well, let me ask you a question. If me and you have a legal relation, then there has to be a contract that created that relation. Let me see it. Look, a man is bound by his contract or promise. I didn't make a contract with you. All right, fellas, you have your assignments, okay? And, you know, I get a lot of emails. Oh, man, I need help. Gentlemen, what do you think these videos are for? Okay? What do you think these videos are for? These videos are to help you. These are classes, minus a couple that I have to chastise one of my children from time to time, which I do, and make corrections upon my children. But outside of that, these videos are here to help you. All right. Take the information that we put out and you go and do your research. You confirm it is true. If it's true, you use it. If it don't come up as true, then that makes somebody full of shit. But it ain't gonna be us. All right. We don't give you anything that's not true. All right. And this is about education here. Okay. We spend our time doing research. We spend our time studying, and we spend our time learning. I'm constantly learning, gentlemen. I'm a bad mofo. Don't get it twisted, but there's a ultimate universe out there, and I'm trying to suck in all kind of knowledge. But Title 4D, man, this is nothing. This is so easy a caveman can do it. All right. If you master these words, gentlemen, I'm telling you, you get good at this, you can shut a 4D crime family hearing down in like 10 minutes. Probably less than that. All you got to do is listen to the words. Again, when you speak their language, and their language is right in their playbook, then you'll start succeeding. All right, bang my email if you need some help. And again, coming real soon, the new 4D Destroyer website, resource library, how-to videos, wall of shame where you can tell your story and put the names of the people out there who wronged you. We got a lot of information, gentlemen. Webinars, classes, it's going to be beautiful. I look forward to seeing you there. But until then, Hotep.